Welcome to Freedom Lands, and this is our one-year review of the Lifestyle Campers RECONN R4 Hybrid.
Hi, I'm Louise.
And I'm Sergey.
And a year ago, we picked up our camper from the Lifestyle headquarters in Brisbane.
Since then, we've done about 30,000 kilometers across the country, tackled soft riverbeds, sand, and about 1 billion corrugations.
A little disclaimer here, Lifestyle do not know that we're even filming this. This is a completely unbiased review, just our experiences in the last year living in the camper.
In this review, we're going to cover just how well this camper has coped with the harsh conditions we've taken it through and its off-grid capabilities.
We'll also talk about what the after-sales service has been like from Lifestyle and what it's really like to live in the R4.
We're going to tell you things that broke and some things that we wish we knew from the start.
And also some modifications and accessories that we've added to make things a little bit easier.
We knew we were going to be traveling full-time for a number of years, so when we were considering options to purchase, we wanted a hybrid van that felt like home. So we definitely didn't want a full-size caravan, and there weren't really many options on the market that would fit that bill.
And look, not everybody wants to live in their van full-time or live on the road. But if you're considering an R4, chances are you're planning some pretty big adventures. Even if they're not a whole year, you're definitely planning to take it somewhere pretty special. The reason we went with the R4 is it's an Australian product. We invested in Lifestyle mostly because of their reputation for post-customer care. But this is one of those things that you just don't know until you've done it. So now it's been a year, and what has their post-customer care been like? Absolutely brilliant. So like with any big purchase, be it a van, a house or a car or anything else, things break, things go wrong, especially some of the places we've taken the van. So small things that have happened, just to give you some examples of the care and customer support that Lifestyle have given us. We broke the door handle. Just random. We don't know how. We didn't do anything dodgy with it.
We didn't do anything. It just broke by itself. Anyway.
More
on that later.
We rang Paul just to say, we're talking to you about something else actually, and we mentioned the handle because we jerry-rigged it with some gaffer tape so that we could still keep using it. And we're talking to Paul at Lifestyle about something else. And we mentioned, he was like, right, where are you? What's your closest post office? And he had a new door handle express posted to us in the remote WA, and he posted it that day. I checked the post app. Talk about customer care.
3 days later, we had it replaced, and we even made a video about it.
You filmed that. So you can look at that. But the other thing other things that are a little bit more serious, we did have a situation where the roof top didn't open. So that was a little bit unnerving because we were 2.5, 3 hours away from anywhere. It was Friday afternoon, and we knew that Lifestyle had actually officially already shut because we're in WA, so they were ahead. And I called on the off chance that Paul would still be there. Of course, he answers his mobile. Talked us through the entire process of how to reset everything, which we'll make another video about one day. And we managed to get the lid up. And it wasn't just as simple as this one thing. It basically, the thing is, there was somebody on the other end of the phone, and they're super, super friendly, really knowledgeable, and troubleshooting was done through multiple different things, and we got the roof popped up. So really happy. I mean, they're just two small examples, but there's been multiple things, and they have just been fantastic every step of the way.
All right, let's get to the fun stuff. What is it really like to tow this thing? We have a Mazda BT50 as a tow vehicle, so nothing really super powerful, and it tows like a dream. It is a perfect setup. It's pretty much the same height as the car with the tire on the top. And it just goes everywhere the car goes. We've taken it to some really narrow roads and on lots and lots and lots of corrugations, on sand, on riverbeds, as I mentioned before, and it just towed like a dream. Uphill, no problem at all. Even full of water with nearly 300 litres of water, It is still just feels right.
If you've been following us for a while, you will have seen that I've managed to get us bogged a few times. That's really nothing to do with the R4. That's more to do with my inexperience of driving. It really does tow like a dream.
Hey, it makes for fun afternoon digging out of the sand. That's good.
And we
That's fun.
made new friends. That's
Yeah.
always good. And like reversing, it's so easy to maneuver. I do most of the reversing into the camping spots, and it is really, really easy.
The build quality of this van is outstanding. You can really tell it's an Australian product. It just feels right. It is not too heavy, not too light. It doesn't wobble around. When you're towing it, sometimes you just forget it's even behind you.
Shh, don't say that. We always know.
Another thing we've seen plenty of is red dust in the outback. And this van is so well sealed. It does have a dust suppression system, but we hardly ever use it, to be honest.
No.
We do use it when we are on a really dusty road for extended periods of time, especially when there's a bit of traffic going on.
If we're following someone, right?
That's right,
it,
yeah. The dust from other cars is where you sort of start getting a little bit worried. But honestly, we have not had a speck of dust inside, including the non-pressurized front storage compartment. Where the dust suppression system is not even meant to be working, but we've just had zero dust at all.
And just in terms of weather resistance generally, we've been through some massive storms, lots of rain, windy enough to get nervous we're going to be blown away, but we've had no problems at all. Zero water anywhere inside of the van. Obviously, we don't have the awning up when it's really windy, but the van itself, just like absolutely not one single complaint about any of those things. With the heat, again, we've covered this in our episodes, but it's been really stinking hot, 40 plus for multiple days in a row. We can still run the aircon. It's still really comfortable inside. We've worked out a few little things that have helped, like putting the shade cloth.
The cloth, the privacy screen.
Over those metal bars at the back, things to keep the heat out. But that's only when it's like extreme heat for multiple days. That's a really good segue into what about the electrical system, considering we're running the aircon when it's stinking hot?
Yes, I love the electrical systems. Yes, it's a thing of beauty. And so we have 400 amp hour batteries and 1,080 watts of solar panels on the roof. And I was a little bit kind of going, oh, is that enough? Or could we go for the 600 battery? And to be honest, it has been enough. It has been enough.
I was right.
Very, very rarely do I go below 80%, unless it's been cloudy on days on end, or we've been running the aircon repeatedly for hours at a time.
We did end up on a couple of sites where it was quite shady from trees as well for multiple days. But when Sergey says, we did get a little bit low, what he means is it went to like 40% by night. When we wake up in the morning, we're on 40%. That's about as low as we've ever gone.
I think so, yeah.
And I didn't even want to upgrade to the system we've got. So you were right about that.
I was right.
I requested that we not upgrade the next level, and we haven't needed the next level.
That's right. So actually, it's probably worth mentioning. So the upgrade that we did initially was to get 1,080 watts of solar. You actually have to also upgrade the charger. I think it's a 90 amp charger. So that was a significant cost to go from 760 watt to 1,080. But I'm so glad I got it. Absolutely, because I work from the van and we charge all of our camera gear and batteries and laptops and everything. And it has been really great not to be stressed about power. On normal days when it's sunny, by 11 a.m. I'll have it at 100%, and I'll plug the car in to charge the car external battery from the van. So I have an external solar panel for the car, but I almost never use it. I just charge it from the van. There's usually plenty of power to charge both.
Yeah, we have so many people come over in campsites saying, what are you doing with that electrical cord in the car? Are you draining the car's battery for the van? Have you got any problems? And it's like, no, we've just got all this free power, so we're charging the car as well. So off-grid capabilities regarding the water. We can get a comfortable 7 days out of the water that we carry, 270 litres. And that means for us, 7 days means showering every day, rinsing and washing my hair every time I've been in the ocean. Doesn't take as much for Sergey's hair, obviously, but we're swimming most days when we're somewhere like the seaside places. And we cook a lot. We cook most nights. We do a proper lunch every day. Sergey needs to eat at least 6 meals a day. So it's just constant dishes. We totally understand that other people get a lot longer out of 270 litres than us. And if, like when we were down in South Lefroy a few months ago and Windarabandi, we got 9 days out of the van because we were on really strict restrictions and we were really careful. But when we're not careful, easily 7 days without thinking about it.
And when we need to top up, if we're in a remote area and we don't want to take the van away from the campsite, we have a water bladder in the car. We just go for a little restock with that.
Yeah, got a little pump, just gets it straight into the van, and that's often a lot easier. So what's it like to really live full-time in the R4?
I work from the van, so I need a space to focus and set up my computer and everything.
And I write novels, so I need space and my computer to write novels.
And we also edit YouTube videos, and yeah, so we both need the spaces for that.
So there's, as you can tell, there's times when we need our own area and times when we're team working a lot of things. And I think the van works just really well for both of those occurrences.
Absolutely. We do try to maximize the outdoor living style, so that's why we've got a hybrid in the first place.
Yeah.
And you know, we see some amazing places. So when you set up camp, you don't really want to be locked inside a lot of the time.
Yeah, so when we're working outside, we utilise the kitchen. Again, airbags for the wing because you can have it at whatever height that you want. We also use the picnic table. We have another table that is adjustable, so we can use that.
But of course, the weather doesn't always play nice. Sometimes it's windy, sometimes it's raining, very occasionally.
Occasionally.
And sometimes it's just really hot and we need the aircon on.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that we can still comfortably work inside the van.
We both like to stand up and work quite a lot, as often as we can. And we've worked out the indoor space so that we can rotate around. If we're both a little bit tired, we can use the table inside. It's big enough for both of us to have both of our computer stands and computers on there. But there's also that stand-up area next to the sink. It really is just such a simple indoor space to use.
It's great. It's not big, but it actually works really comfortably for both of us.
Yeah, I think there's easily enough room, as we've proven. We've been over, it's 12 months, and we have both worked that whole time and done our YouTube channel that whole time, and it has been fantastic.
And speaking of indoor space, the storage inside, again, I think it's just right, just perfect for 2 people. The big bench space is nice and deep. You can have all your permanent things set up there, and it just has the advantage of having those full-size drawers.
Oh, yeah.
Fits so much clothes. Oh, I don't even feel most of mine.
Oh, that is so untrue.
No, it's perfect. The one thing that some people might want to know about is there's no wardrobe where you can hang things, but we certainly haven't found that a limiting factor at all. The drawers work really well for all the stuff we have.
Oh no, neither of us have anything at all that we need to hang. What do you hang? Oh, like
suits and
things. Yeah, we don't carry any of that. Now, the bed and the mattress, it was really, really comfortable. We did talk about this in the first review, but we have been completely spoiled with our old mattress at home. We're really fussy about our mattress. I wanted it as close to when we owned a house, that mattress that we had for years that we loved. So we did decide in the end to get a mattress topper. We're really happy we did. It just adds that tiny little bit more softness that I was hoping for.
Speaking of that, in the first review, we mentioned that the space above the bed, the ceiling, is a bit low. But honestly, we got used to it really incredibly quickly.
Yeah.
And the mattress topper actually adds 10 centimeters on top of the bed, on top of the mattress. And even with that, with even less space there, we just haven't had any issues at all recently.
No, it's super comfy, just really cozy. Absolutely love it. Now, making the bed, that can be a whole experience. It looks a little like this.
And of course, the kitchen. We love the kitchen. The kitchen was in our top 2, probably, the reasons we bought this van, and it has not disappointed. It is just simply amazing. We have people almost every campsite. We have people come over and go, "This kitchen, where did you get this? This is amazing," and it really is.
The kitchen is about it's not just, oh, we're going to cook dinner, or it needs to like be practical. It is all of those things, but it's about our life. You know, we love cooking together. It's about sharing meals. We get to catch up with it. It seems like you're together all day, you've got nothing to say, but in fact, we actually work apart a lot. And one of the key things for us about our evening meal especially is to just sit down and just touch base with each other, and doing that over beautiful food that you've cooked, that you're not stressed about doing the dishes, because everything is simple. It matters. It's really made our life a lot better.
Definitely. One of the great things about the recessed kitchen like this is that it's protected from the wind and the elements from 3 sides, essentially. And that's not just great for cooking. We do have gas cooking, which we use quite a lot, which I'm really glad we ended up having gas as well as the option of having a little induction. But it's also when we're using this space for work or watching something on the computer or something like that, it also just creates that nice little nook of protecting it from sun and wind.
Regarding the wind, because we've been in some like 70, 80 kilometre winds, we have had quite a few questions from people about how noisy is the vinyl, the PVC, when it's up and you're trying to sleep or work or whatever in the van. I think the key here is, yes, it does make a noise occasionally. When the wind's really strong, you can hear it moving a little bit. But the wind howling outside makes much more noise than the PVC. Yes, there is some movement in it, and occasionally it does. It will move and make a slight noise. But it's nothing like we've lived in tents. Oh, lived? No, we haven't. We've travelled with tents. We lived in the camper trailer which was completely canvas.
Canvas, yeah.
It is nothing like that.
No.
I mean, it is just, it's silent compared to that.
I was really surprised at how close it is to having a hard wall.
Yeah.
Even though it's just PVC. So it is really, really comfortable.
Yeah, totally agree.
We also love the diesel heater and hot water system. The heater is very efficient, heats up the room fast and very economical. The way we use the hot water service, we don't run it all day. It's got a great feature called Boost. So when we know we're about to have a shower, we set it on Boost. Under 20 minutes, it heats up the whole tank of water, which is enough for both of us to have a shower, and it automatically switches off.
So having said all of that, there are still a few challenges. The shower.
It still creaks.
It does still creak. We have gotten used to it. But it also is still really hard to clean. It's difficult to not difficult to pop the floor up, but underneath it's hard to clean and it's hard to keep clean. Look, we knew that going into it. We knew that before we bought the van, and it wasn't a deal breaker then, and it still isn't.
Yes, we had some issues early on with the drainage, and we have resolved it somewhat. The actual drain, it's just so small in these vans. It just clogs up really easily, even though we don't actually wash our hair in the shower.
No.
It still gets clogged up and gets some dirt in it. So it just means that I have to pop the top and the floor up and clean it out every couple of months. But it's the actual cleaning under the floor is just not fun, and it's not ever going to be fun.
And a pro tip, if you use a squeegee straight after the shower, the floor dries really quickly.
Some of the other challenges that we've had are also water related. So to do with the water tank and the gauge and filling up. So the gauge on the submarine display in the kitchen is very inaccurate, as to being virtually useless, right?
Pretty much of no use at all.
Yeah. So yeah, it kind of does its own thing. So even when the tank is full, sometimes it will show 60% or 70%, and then you drive over to another spot and it shows 100%. So I know these things are by nature inaccurate, and in the Recon campers, the tanks are very, relatively shallow and long. So any kind of tilt and fluctuation will obviously change the position of that floater for the gauge. But still, when the gauge reads 0%, we know we probably still got another 2 to 3 days worth of water at our rate of usage.
But
so,
2 to 3 days, that's a really big gap. Yeah. It's like, actually, if you don't want to run out, you have to plan. And we're working and traveling and all of that. You have to actually plan, are we going to run out on Friday, or are we going to run out on Sunday? Well, that's a big deal. So, not all the time, but sometimes it's a big deal.
It does make a big difference. So we're going to try a few things to rectify that, or at the very least have some sort of a way to measure our water usage precisely. So stay tuned, we'll do that shortly. That's one thing. And the other thing is actually filling the tank itself at the water fill up points. is a little bit of a pain. We have to take it very slowly because the way that the air breathers or the pipes are set up, if you go too hard on the pressure when you're filling it, it'll just start spitting back out, and you just have to stop everything and wait for it to settle and start filling again. I'm not sure what the solution would be to be a more smooth process. If you've got any ideas, let us know. One thing that somebody suggested, maybe repositioning the breather outlet a little bit higher or something like that.
Oh,
I'm
we
not
did
sure.
buy that accessory there. Is it what a water filler?
And that's actually been
It
really
did
great.
help. It did help a
yeah.
lot. So that has meant that we've been able to fill, as long as we don't have the water pressure too high, we'll be able to fill quite consistently all the way through. It just takes a little bit longer. Before we got that, we were really struggling. So that has made a difference.
And look, it still takes a good 40 minutes probably to fill up the tanks. So you just have to allow for that time. And also just one last note on that as well. Sometimes we're not quite sure whether it's all the way full or not.
Yeah.
That's another annoying thing, especially when you know you're going to be spending a week off grid. And then, it starts spitting back out. You don't know if it's actually full or if it just has a bubble
got an
there.
air pocket or something, and you can't tell from the gauge. It's just not accurate at all. So that is a little bit annoying, but
yet another thing I'm going to try some new devices for. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing that we really did not know we would get so much use out of, and it's been fantastic, is the outside shower. We weren't really beach kids before we came on the road, and now we are completely converted and we totally understand it, and we love being by the water. So I'm using that outside shower all the time to rinse after the salt water, but also I don't wash my hair in the van. I always wash my hair outside using that. One little niggly thing is that I would really love a different shower head on it. It just comes out as one long, powerful stream. And it's all about water saving. So
yeah, that's another project for me.
Yeah. If we can get a shower head on there that doesn't use the volume of water.
Hopefully something that still fits into that cavity where it lives as well. So that's another little challenge as well. Now, also just a little note on that. We don't actually use this shower ensuite at all.
It's been a year. We haven't used it. There's also a couple of things that we wish we understood better before we started using it. And hopefully this will help somebody out there that is just bought one or is thinking about buying one.
Thing number one, the PVC needs to be tucked really carefully when you are packing the camper down, when you bring the top down, especially if there is a bit of wind. We didn't know that at the start, and probably just got some marks on the nice white PVC really early on from all the mechanism and the arms. So it is really important. A couple of times it really came close to actually jamming the PVC in because of the wind. So when we pack it down, Louise presses the button and I just run around with this stick poking it back in and just making sure that it's all tucked away nicely.
It didn't get damaged or anything. It's just that it got marked. And, if we had understood better about tucking that in, we probably just would have been a little bit more careful with it at the very first few times we set it up. But small things.
And another thing, also related to the roof mechanism as well, is the hydraulic, stratum, what would you call it, I guess?
The struts.
Lubricating them with silicone spray. Now, we did get told that by the Lifestyle crew that we should be using that, but all I can say is more silicone spray. You just can't have too much silicone spray.
Also, there's a lot of talk about where to spray the silicone spray around the edges. Make sure it's free of dust before you close it. Make sure you brush it out regularly and use a microfiber cloth. So we did know a lot of that, but we didn't actually understand completely that until Paul explained it to us a little while ago when we had trouble opening the roof. You need to spray a lot more silicone spray on the actual struts. We were doing a little met the royal we.
And also when you're out remotely and you've got red dust or sand, especially if it's blowing a gale and blowing the sand, it actually does tend to stick to some of the silicone spray as well. So wiping the dirt off and then putting lots of silicone spray to lubricate it really, really helps the mechanism, keep it in good working condition. And the one time when we got stuck going up, it's due to a security measure there, where it detects the resistance and it actually stops the mechanism from working to prevent any further damage. So that could have been prevented by wiping it down and using more silicone spray to keep it really well lubricated.
And now we know, and now you know. So hopefully we'll help somebody out there.
One other thing I would like to chat about is the awning. So the camper comes with the Fiamma F45 awning, and I totally understand why this particular type of awning is what Lifestyle opted for.
Yeah.
It's very lightweight, it's very slimline, so it doesn't stick out on the side of the van. But it's not really designed, actually in the official manual it says don't put up in the wind or rain. So essentially it's a sun awning. Now, having said that, this is an outdoor lifestyle, pun intended, I think. So we do want to maximize the amount of time we spend outdoors. So the awning is a really essential part of that. One of the things that is a little annoying about this awning is the noise that it makes. Even with the lightest wind, it does tend to flap around a little bit. Even with the anti-flap kit, it does still have some movement, and it slaps against the arms that I use to extend the awning, and it does make a bit of a racket. So we'll almost never set it up permanently. It's pretty much just pull it out, use it for the day, pull it back in again, because we just can't take the chance of it making a racket at night, because sleep is sacred. Now, if you're not a light sleeper, you might not have this problem at all. But we found that a lot of the time, if there's a couple of gusts of wind coming in during the night, and it just flaps, and then you're just awake for the rest of the night.
Yeah, the PVC doesn't make a noise, but yeah, the awning definitely does.
Yeah,
and that's actually a good segue into one of the modifications or things that we bought, modifications that we made that have been really useful. One of the best ones has been these tie downs.
Yes. So actually, we've worked out probably the best way to keep this awning secure. First of all, because we all have a bit of that nervousness when the gusts of wind come in and the awning is out. So
awning fear.
Yeah, there've been many times go, quick, wind coming, quick,
go grab the awning.
Yeah. So, so the best way we found to secure this awning is by using the anti-flap kit that came with the van that we actually got as extras, as well as these tie gear tie down points. And between those two things, it does actually stay very secure, and also putting pegs through the bottom of the poles as well, and that seems to keep it really secure in most conditions, except the really strong winds.
Which you wouldn't have the awning out because awning fear.
That's right, and it does actually reduce the flapping somewhat, but
quite a lot. Yeah. It does reduce the noise a lot, but it's still not enough to sleep through the night if it gets windy. So we just take it in every night.
Yeah, that's right.
So other small modifications that we've made, well, that I made, just to make the space feel a little bit more homey. I bought a rug, which I really love.
That's a nice rug too, yeah.
It is a nice rug. It's really homey. And I've also put a few hooks up around outside of the little sink and in the bathroom where I hang the little floor mat when you step out of the shower with wet feet. We've also attached a shower head holder to the ceiling so that you can get a proper shower. So they're only small things, but they've really made it, again, it's a real home, and you feel like even if you weren't living in it, it's a home away from home, right? So we've also put a little caddy in the kitchen, and that's really important. That, I would say, just go do that no matter what, because it keeps all of the things that you need in the kitchen off that bench itself, and it's just much easier to keep clean.
All suction, because I don't like drilling holes and things.
So no damage to the van. And another thing that we changed inside is Sergey's rigged up a power board, because all of the power is only on this side of the van. As you can see, we've got it plugged in, and then we can tuck it all the way behind, and that lives there permanently. It seems like such a simple thing, but it's really made a big difference.
And one of our most recent mods is a reverse osmosis system for our drinking water. And we're going to post a how-to video in the next couple of weeks. One other little convenience thing is flat out hoses, and they're just your silage hoses. I really don't like those corrugated ones. They're so bulky, and also they just all the grum stays inside them as well. So I got a set of the flat out hoses. They go really nicely on the reel. They fit perfectly in that front storage compartment on the bottom. They're really convenient and compact. On the outside, Stone Stomper. Just can't say enough good things about it. It's a great Aussie product, and it works so brilliantly. We have had I would say probably zero damage on the drawbar,
Zero,
on the front
yeah.
of the camper due to the stone stumper. It has protected it so well. Just get one. Yeah.
And so many people come over and say, yes, we've got one and they're amazing, or we wish we'd have gotten one. We waited 3 months and we've got all this damage now, but
Yeah.
better late than never. So we're so happy we put it on early.
So, the big question.
Would we buy it again? Yes.
Yes, we would. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If we had to do it again right now and considering all the available options on the market, we would still choose this van.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hands down.
Whether you're planning on living in it, planning on doing a lap in a year or something like that, or you just want the real luxury every time you go away, we can't recommend this van enough.
We hope you found this review helpful. We have tried as much as possible to cover all the things we've learned over the last year of living it permanently.
Yeah, and look, we may have missed things, or there's just things we haven't touched on and you've got questions. Please do leave them in the comments and we'll get back to you for sure.
Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.